Hello, good afternoon, everybody. I am Dr. Sonia Tiwari from the Department of Community Medicine, Arvindo Medical College, Indore. Today we will cover another part of MCH, that is child health problems. Now, every year, 11 million children they die from preventable causes before reaching their 5th birthday. Many of them in the first year of life. 3/4 of all the children visit health facilities, and 7 out of 10 childhood deaths result from the 5 causes like pneumonia, diarrhea, measles, malaria, and malnutrition. Okay, so in the first 5 years of life, these 5 problems are most prevalent for causing childhood deaths. Now, causes of death in the 1 to 4 year age group in developed countries and in developing countries. As you can see in this chart, in the developing countries we have diarrhea, pneumonia, malnutrition, infectious disease, other febrile disease, and accidents. In the developed countries we have accidents, congenital disease, neoplasms, and influenza and pneumonia. Now, child health problems, if you talk about, we have low birth weight, malnutrition, infections, parasitosis, accidents, and behavioral problems. Then we have some other diseases like specific nutritional deficiencies, PEM, micronutrient malnutrition, nutritional anemia, nutritional blindness, vitamin A, and iodine deficiency. Now we'll cover them one by one. Okay, so again I am just enumerating. You have to talk about nutrition, that is PEM, low birth weight, infections, accidents, and behavioral problems. Okay, starting with the etiology of PEM, that is protein energy malnutrition. The most important etiology is poverty, low birth weight, infections, population growth, feeding habits, high pressure advertising of baby foods, and social factors. The infection malnutrition cycle, if you look about, skin and mucosa do not offer effective physical barriers against the infections, impaired chemotaxis, defective bactericidal capacity, defective cell mediated immunity, thymus and thymus dependent lymphoid tissue atrophy, and increased IgA levels. Okay, so infection and malnutrition, it is a vicious cycle that whenever you have decreased immunity, wherever you do not have proper immunity, your IgA levels are increased, then only the malnutrition is going to take place indirectly. Then if you talk about the management, criteria for admission includes if the child has edema, dehydration, diarrhea, shock, systemic infections, hypothermia, jaundice, bleeding, and age less than 1 year. Then treatment of complications, if you talk about, this is the admission criteria, that any of these if it is present, the patient or the child has to be admitted, like edema, dehydration, diarrhea, shock, hypothermia, jaundice, bleeding, and if the age is less than 1 year. And if you talk about the treatment of complication, shielded against, that is the mnemonic which is made over here, sugar deficiency, hypothermia, infection and septic shock, electrolyte imbalance, and deficiency of iron and vitamins, etc. For septicemia, empirical therapy with ampicillin and gentamicin, suspecting TB, start ATT. For dehydration, mild to moderate, ORS, WHO recommends Rizomal. Rizomal, the full form is rehydration solution for the malnourished with higher sodium and lower potassium. For CHF, restricted fluids and furosemide, associated nutritional deficiencies. For severe anemia, we have to use the Paxils, vitamin A, single oral dose, 2 lakh international unit, vitamin K, magnesium sulfate, and folic acid. So this treatment just you have to go through. To start with the antibiotic, then you have to start with the ORS, furosemide, nutritional deficiencies you have to look for. For anemia, you have to see the Paxils, and vitamin A, you have to give vitamin A solution, 2 lakh international units stat, and then you have to also look for vitamin K, magnesium sulfate, and folic acid supplements. Dietary therapy at its best. B is beginning of the feeding. E, energy dense feeding. Stimulation of emotional sensorial, transfer to home-based diet. This is the dietary therapy. Beginning of feeding, oral, nasogastric start with low volume, milk-based diets, 10 to 15% energy requirement from the proteins, fat supplementation, coconut oil based, energy dense feeding 220 kilocalories per kg per day. Example, besan panjiri, khichdi with oil and curd, rice and jaggery and oil. Stimulating the child with tender care. Okay, so this is very important. Then coming to another, as we can see here, we have covered the PEM. Now we will talk about the infections and the parasitosis. As in the first slide itself, we have looked for the common infections which are prevalent in the child health and in the child age group, and they cause the death also. So they are acute diarrheal disease, respiratory infections, measles, malaria, HIV and AIDS. Acute diarrheal diseases. Diarrhea kills over 1 million children every year through dehydration. The common causes are rotavirus, ETEC, mainly others like Shigella, Salmonella, Jejuni, Entamoeba histolytica and G. lamblia. Assessment of child with diarrhea, you have to take the proper history, watery diarrhea, dysentery, persistent diarrhea, what is there? You have history of vomiting, fall in the urine output, nature of fluids being given to the child, has optimum feeding been maintained. Examination, you have to look for physical signs of dehydration and you have to check the nutritional status of the baby or the child, that is the weight. Then also you have to look for presence of pneumonia, otitis media, other infections. Assessment of severity of dehydration. If the child is severely dehydrated, then you have to look for condition, that is the well alert, eyes are normal, the tears present, mouth and tongue are moist, thirst, drinks normally, not thirsty, feel, that is the skin pinch, goes back quickly, decide no dehydration, that you have to treat according to plan A. Then plan B, if you talk about, you have to look for restlessness, irritability, sunken eyes, mouth and tongue will be dry, child will be thirsty, skin pinch will go slowly, some dehydration is present and you have to treat according to plan B. Plan C, it will be severe dehydration, the skin pinch goes back very slowly, dinks poorly, unable to drink, mouth and tongue dry, tears absent, eyes very sunken and dry, and the condition is lethargic or unconscious. Then you have to go through urgent treatment, that is plan C. Now we look for the various plans. Plan A, some dehydration, plan B, moderate dehydration, and plan C, severe dehydration. Plan A, if you look about in the chart, the amount of ORS after loose stool, amount of ORS for the home. So if the age group is less than 2 years, then after stool you have to give 5 to 100 ml and home 500 ml per day. 2 to 100 years we have 100 to 200 ml and 100 ml per day at home. 10 years or more, the amount after stool as much as wanted, and at home if you talk about 2000 ml per day. If we look about plan B, that is moderate dehydration, the amount of ORS to be given in the first 4 hours. Okay, so less than 4 months, 4 to 11 months, 12 to 23 months, 2 to 4 years, 5 to 14 years and more than 15 years. So ORS in ml they have calculated and they have written 200 to 400 ml, 400 to 600 ml, and gradually it is increasing. At the age of more than 15 years you can give 20 to 100 ml of ORS. IV fluid therapy in severe dehydration, 2 categories they have mentioned, less than 12 months to 5 years. Less than 12 months, first give 30 ml per kg in 1 hour, then give 70 ml per kg in 1 hour. And 12 months to 5 years, 30 ml per kg in 30 minutes, 70 ml per kg in 2 hours, 30 minutes. Now what is ORT? Oral rehydration therapy. Home-based fluid with substrate and salt. Okay, when we advise the child, parent, की घर में भी दे सकते हैं, ठीक है। होम बेस्ड फ्लूइड दे सकते हैं, नमक दे सकते हैं, नमक चीनी का घोल दे सकते हैं, एंड व्हाट अदर आइटम्स दैट कैन बी यूज्ड एट होम, दैट इज़ कॉल्ड ओरल रिहाइड्रेशन थेरेपी, ठीक है। होम बेस्ड फ्लूइड विद सब्सट्रेट and salt, sucrose 40 gram, salt 4 gram, food based solutions, rice water with salt 50 gram rice approximately लेना है, other home fluids with lemon water, coconut water, soups, thin rice kanji, dal water without salt. Now WHO composition of ORS, this is also very important, often asked in the viva and spotting also, शॉर्ट नोट में भी आ सकता है। तो सोडियम क्लोराइड 3.5 ग्राम, ट्राइसोडियम सिट्रेट 2.9 ग्राम, पोटेशियम क्लोराइड 1.5 ग्राम, ग्लूकोज एनहाइड्रस 20 ग्राम एंड वाटर 1 लीटर, ठीक है। ये तो याद होना ही चाहिए। सोडियम क्लोराइड 3.5, पोटेशियम क्लोराइड 1.5, ट्राइसोडियम साइट्रेट 2.9, ग्लूकोज एनहाइड्रस 20 ग्राम एंड वाटर 1 लीटर। नाउ व्हाट इज़ द डाइटरी मैनेजमेंट? Children should continue to be fed during diarrhea. The breastfeeding should be continued. It should not be stopped. Optimally, energy-dense foods with least bulk, enriched with fats and oils. During recovery, an intake of at least 125% of normal RDA should be attempted. Drug therapy, if you have to start in dehydration, then you have to start with the antimicrobials. For Shigella, Vibrio cholerae, Entamoeba and Giardia, binding agents not useful. Anti-motility agents are dangerous. Anti-secretory agents are evaluated, and indications for the antibiotics in malnourished, prematurely born young infants. First we have talked about the diarrhea. You have to remember about treatment plan A, B, C, what all they denote. Now second one was acute respiratory infections. Every year, ARI in young children responsible for 3.9 million deaths worldwide. SEER nations account for about 40% of global ARI mortality. Now, agents causing ARI, if you look about, the bacteria are Bordetella, Haemophilus influenza, Klebsiella pneumoniae, Staph aureus, and Streptococcus pneumoniae. Viruses are adenovirus, enterovirus, parainfluenza virus, measles, then rhino coronavirus, okay, and other agents chlamydia, coxiella and mycoplasma. Now control of ARI, what is the WHO recommendations? So clinical assessment you have to do, then age of child, for how long is the child coughing, whether the child is able to drink, feeding of the child since the onset. Then you have to take care about the history of fever, drowsiness, convulsions and any other treatment which has been taken. Physical examination, count the breaths in 1 minute, look for chest indrawing, stridor, look for wheeze, abnormally sleepy, then body temperature, severe malnutrition, cyanosis. Management of ARI in children 2 months to 5 years. What we are going to do? Cough and cold, no fast breathing, no chest indrawing, etc. That means no pneumonia. Therapy will be home remedies only and home care. Keep the child warm, breastfeed frequently, return if fast or difficult breathing is present. If the respiratory rate is increased, then pneumonia is present. Okay, the therapy will be home remedies itself. Antibiotic can be started like cotrimoxazole. Treat the fever, treat the wheeze if present, and advise revisit after 2 days. If chest indrawing is present and wheezing is present, then it denotes severe pneumonia. Refer urgently to the hospital with the first dose of antibiotic. Not able to drink, convulsions are present, drowsiness, stridor, then very severe pneumonia, give the first antibiotic, treat fever, wheeze. If suspecting malaria, give antimalarials also. Then third was HIV/AIDS. Estimated number of children living with HIV/AIDS is 1,30,000. World as over. Estimated number of children orphaned by AIDS is this much figure. Okay, 1 crore 5 lakh and 52 lakhs. Okay, so this is the figure. Then mode of transmission, vertical transmission in 90% cases, mother to child transmission in utero 30 to 35%, during delivery 60 to 65%, and through breastfeeding 3 to 10%. Then this is the pediatric HIV classification. You have immunological categories: no suppression, evidence of suppression, severe suppression. Category N is no signs and symptoms. A is lymphadenopathy, hepatosplenomegaly, recurrent URTI. Category B is moderately symptomatic, anemia, neutropenia, diarrhea, CMV, HSV infections. And category C is severely symptomatic. Treatment: antiretroviral drugs, NRTIs, okay, then NNRTIs and protease inhibitors. That is whatever drugs which we have learned so far in the classification of HIV/AIDS, you have to cover them. Prevention: preventing the vertical transmission in pregnant women, anti-AZT prophylaxis, single dose nevirapine during delivery. Horizontal transmission prevented by stringent donor screening, sterilization of injection equipment. Immunization should not be given. BCG or OPV, DPT, IPV, hepatitis B vaccines can be given. Then we come to malaria. It is thought to kill 1.1 to 2.7 million people worldwide, of whom 1 million are children under the age of 5 years. Then malaria control, management of malaria in the community, fully trained village health guides, multi-purpose workers, then drug distribution centers and fever treatment depots, National Anti-Malaria Program drug policy, any fever in the endemic areas during the transmission season considered malaria. Chloroquine is safe, effective. Okay, chloroquine is safe and effective and cheap. The diagnosis is done and the treatment is started on the same day. Then mass drug administration, where API, that is annual parasite incidence, is more than 5, along with anti-mosquito measures. Then chemoprophylaxis is given to travelers, soldiers, labor forces, and desirable for pregnant women. Then malaria control community, if you talk about at the community level, using mosquito nets, curtains, mats dip in insecticide treatment of net when rains begin every 6 months, mosquito coils, screens, children covered in clothing that covers the arms and legs, children suspected of malaria treated within the day, continue treatment even when fever disappears, child kept cool, child offered food and drink frequently to prevent malnutrition and dehydration, families to clear the bushes around the houses, fill the draining places, covering the water tanks. So this is all have to be done at the community level. Okay, so hope I am clear up to here. Then coming to the accidents. Every year 7,50,000 children die from the injuries. Another 400 million are seriously hurt. Most injuries happen in or near the home. Almost all can be prevented. Like at home, we have burns, cuts, fall, choking, poisoning, electric shock. Children between 18 months and 4 years are especially vulnerable. In India, burns, falls, and increasingly traffic accidents are the causes of injuries in children. How the family can prevent injuries in children? So number 1, watch your children carefully and keep the environment safe. Children should be kept away from fires, cooking stoves, lamps, matches, and electrical appliances. Secure the stairs, balconies, roof, windows, and play areas to prevent the children from falling. And knives, scissors, and sharp or pointed objects should be kept out of reach of the child. Then keep the small objects liable to put in mouth out of reach, prevent choking. Not to store poison, medicine, bleach, okay, acid and liquid fuel such as paraffin, kerosene and drinking bottle, and kept out of reach. Children should never be left alone when they are in or near the water. Children should be taught safe road behavior as soon as they can walk. Okay, so this was about the accidents. Now the last one is the behavioral problems. In infants and young children, you have repetitive behavior, you have head banging, Body rocking between 6 to 10 months. They will continue doing that only. Then breath holding, they will hold their breath. Okay, you will become frightened that what has happened, but they do like that. Okay, thumb sucking, nail biting, etc. Temper tantrums, physical aggressive behavior due to negativism and oppositional. Then evening colic, stranger anxiety, continuous crying, vomiting on approaching to the strangers. Then preschool children, you have masturbation, mother's anxiety allayed, in severe cases psychiatric treatment. Stirring, difficulty in pronouncing initial consonant due to spasm of lingual and palatal muscles. Parents reassured between 2 to 5 years. Older children given emotional support, speech therapy. Then you have to look for pica after 2 years, sign of parental neglect, malnutrition, mental subnormality, commonest in the poor socioeconomic groups. No specific treatment, iron tablets for coincident hookworm infection. Okay. Then the Gadchiroli model, they have said, Dr. Abhay and Rani Bang established SIRS Society for Education, Action and Research. The Gadchiroli objectives were Shodham, established in 1993. It harbors a 20-bed tribal-friendly hospital, training center for the trained birth attendants. Okay, health workers, a reproductive health clinic for women, and a dedication center also. Follows the principle of research for people, not on the people, for the people but not on the people. Okay, so this was a bit longer class, but we have tried to cover all the child health problems. Please go through them, and if you have any query you can do ask. Okay, thank you, have a nice day, stay home, stay safe.